Even before they departed, the vibrations of the engine seemed to be moving through her. They worked their way up the bus, through the cushioned seat, shaking her insides around. Her mother had claimed the prime seats at the front of the top deck, so her knees wouldn't be up around her ears, which had made her father laugh. But Margaret was still squashed between her parents, the sharp jut of her father's hip bone on one side, the warmth of her mother on the other. "We'll be able to see the sea before anyone else up here, eh?" Her father clapped his hands and rubbed his palms together, just as he did every day when her mother brought the evening meal to the table. "You keep your eyes peeled and tell us when you see it." He was wearing his best coat, the brown one with tiny threads of red and yellow running through it. Ordinarily, he only wore it on Sundays, and on those very rare occasions that he slicked his hair back and disappeared for a Saturday evening. But here he was on a Monday, wearing his best coat and hat, sitting beside her on the top deck of the bus. Margaret felt a dizzy happiness in her stomach, a fluttering that seemed to turn and swoop and reach all the way up to her mouth. Her father leaned down towards her, the brim of his hat touching the top of her hair as he whispered, "Maybe, if your mother's mood improves, you can even have a donkey ride." The sensation in her tummy lurched into her chest, and before she even considered that her mother was right there beside her, she opened her mouth and shouted out, "Eeyore!" Her father's face crinkled with mirth, but quickly her mother's voice cut through his chuckling. "You shouldn't get her hopes up, Jim," she snapped. "Sit nicely, Margaret. Don't go showing your father up." Margaret shuffled herself back on the seat and folded her hands in her lap. She sneaked a look up at her mother. Something was bothering her. She'd been much quieter than usual over the last few days. She hadn't been singing as much. Even now her teeth were working at her pink lower lip, something that usually only happened at the grocer's, before she leaned across the counter to ask if he might be able to put their names on the list for another week. In contrast, this morning her father had been at his most relaxed, laughing and chatting to everyone they met. Now he was craning his neck, looking along the length of the bus. "Lacey must be coming in his own car," he said, leaning into her mother. "Mind, if I had a car like that, you wouldn't catch me on a bus either." Beside her, Margaret felt her mother tense. "You'd have to learn to drive first." "Well, yes, there's that and all." Her mother tugged at her enamel-tipped hatpin before placing the cloche on her lap and steadily piercing it once again. "Happen he won't come at all." "Aye, happen he won't. Then all this worrying will have been for nothing." Her father raised his eyebrows, a smile tugging at the corner of his mouth. "Who's worried?" Her father exhaled and reached for his pipe. "Just be polite, Betty. Smile. Say hello back if he says hello." "Oh, don't worry, Jim. I'll take off me cap and kiss his shoes." Her mother was talking quietly now, like she was telling her father